Emma let out a loud cry. Yes, just like that. Keep going in and out, as she keeps moaning and acting weird, and begging him, a teenage 15-year-old boy, who had just started exploring his sexual arousal. Do you enjoy this, Anty? The boy, whose name was Andrew, questioned. Emma replied, yes, Andrew, I enjoy it a lot. But you must remember not to tell anyone about this. And I will continue to buy you new clothes and food, Emma assured him. But Anty, my parents will ask where I got the clothes, Andrew said with his head pointed down and his feet rubbing the floor in circles. Emma lifted her face. That's true. I will think of something else I can buy for you. But for now, take this money and keep. Make sure your parents don't see it. As Emma pulled out a few pieces of money, Andrew lifted his face in happiness and excitement as he rushes out of the house overjoyed. Just as Emma was trying to stop him, she rushed out to just tying her towel laws. Her eyes met with a neighbor in the community. They both exchanged stares as Emma retreated into the house and bolted her door shut. The sun hung lazily in the sky over the small village of Miami, casting long shadows across its dusty roads. Children ran barefoot, laughing and chasing each other in the warm afternoon breeze. In a small, neat house with a brightly painted blue door, Emma Reed sat by the window, her eyes scanning the road. Her smile was as warm as the sun outside, but beneath it lay a darkness no one could see. Emma was 30 years old, and to the villagers, she was a kind, quiet woman, a skilled seamstress. She often invited children into her home with the promise of sweets, toys, or stories. Parents trusted her after all. She was Annie Emma, the woman who never had children of her own, but always seemed to adore them. But the truth was far darker than anyone imagined. Emma's intentions were not innocent. Behind the walls of her cozy home, she preyed on the trust of the village, using her charm to manipulate and harm children in ways no one dared to suspect. Cliffhanger opening scene. 9-year-old David kicked a flat soccer ball across the dusty road, his laughter ringing in the air. From her window, Emma watched him closely. She had seen him often, always playing alone while his mother worked at the market. Today, she decided she would speak to him. David, she called, stepping out onto her porch. Her voice was syrupy sweet, and her smile wide. Come here, I have something for you.
David hesitated, the ball rolling to a stop by his feet. He knew Emma. Everyone did. She made the best mango pie in the village and always gave the children sweets. What is it, Auntie? He asked cautiously, taking a few steps toward her. Emma held out a small, brightly colored toy car. I found this at the market and thought of you. It's yours if you want it. David's eyes lit up, but something in his gut made him pause. His mother's words echoed in his mind. Always be careful, my son. Not everyone who smiles is your friend. Building awareness through dialogue. Later that day, David told his mother Clara about Emma's gift. Clara, a sharp-eyed woman with a no-nonsense demeanor, frowned. Did you go inside her house? David shook his head. No, Mama. I remembered what you told me. Clara placed her hand on his shoulder. Good boy. Always listen to your instincts. David. And if anyone tries to make you do something that feels wrong, come to me immediately. Across the village, Clara began to hear whispers. Other parents mentioned Emma's unusual interest in their children. One evening, she gathered a group of mothers at the church. Something isn't right with Emma, Clara said firmly. We need to teach our children to recognize danger and to speak up. Emma's perspective. Inside her home, Emma sat in the dim light, her hands trembling. She knew the rumors were spreading. The children had started avoiding her. The warmth of their trust was slipping away, replaced by suspicion. But she couldn't stop herself, her urges, her loneliness, and the darkness that had consumed her since. Her own childhood haunted her every step. She stared at the mirror, her reflection cold and distant. Why can't I be normal? She whispered to herself. But deep down, she knew that excuses would not absolve her. One evening, the village gathered for a special meeting at the chief's compound. Clara stood, her voice firm. We need to protect our children. We can't keep pretending everything is fine. Someone among us is hurting them. As Clara spoke, Emma lingered in the shadows, her heart pounding. She knew it was only a matter of time before they uncovered the truth. A knock came at her door late that night, and her blood ran cold. She opened it to find Clara standing there, her eyes blazing with determination. We need to talk, Emma, Clara said. And then, the sound of footsteps echoed behind Clara, growing louder. Conclusion and call to action. This story highlights the importance of vigilance and open conversations about child safety. It is a reminder that abusers often hide in plain sight, and protecting children requires both awareness and action. Speak to your children, educate them about boundaries, and never be afraid to question suspicious behavior. Together, communities can prevent abuse and ensure every child grows up safe and loved.